Hello, everyone. It's time for Vanished Chicagoland Stories, the podcast. I'm your host, Pete Costanis. This is episode 294, season 12. Today's date is January 7th, 2024, and welcome to the program. On today's program, I'm going to start off with a sad note. I'm going to do my tribute to actress Cindy Morgan. She was best known for her roles in Caddyshack and Tron. Also, she did a lot of television roles. Also, she was a former DJ at WSDM-FM 98 in Chicago. And I'll talk about her biography and my memories of watching her on TV and in the movies. Also, I'm going to talk about the demise of Fruit Strike Gum, which was, I had no idea. I found this out the other day. So, when I went to the store, I never noticed it. So that's a complete shock. So that's kind of sad. Well, we'll see. All right. So right now the program will go into a commercial break. This program is brought to you by Rival Crockpot. And the spokesperson for this commercial is none other than Joe Garagiola. So this commercial is from 1975, so sit back and relax, and I'll be right back with the program. Thank you, everyone.
When you choose a slow cooker, be sure you get the real thing, the original Rival Crockpot, the last word in slow cooking. Good things like stews, roasts, chicken, meatloaf. No sticking, stirring, or timing because the Rival Crockpot heating element is wrapped around thick stoneware, and it cooks from the sides. And it cooks all day for about 3 cents. Insist on Rival's Crockpot, the original slow stoneware cooker.
Okay, everyone, I am back. I hope you enjoyed the commercial for Rival Crockpot. Joe Garagiola was in the commercial speaking. I remember watching him not just from baseball. He was a baseball player. From his commercials and game shows. And, he still did commentary and also broadcasting. He seemed like a very nice man. And so he was, you saw him around. He seemed like a very easygoing guy. I liked him a lot. And he played from 4 teams. He played the St. Louis Cardinals, the Pittsburgh Pirates, the Chicago Cubs, and the New York Giants. So that's quite a feat. And so he stopped playing in 1954. Okay. So, and he did guest host the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson. And also, here's a little trivia. When he hosted the Tonight Show, the Beatles were still together in May 1968. John Lennon and Paul McCartney appeared. So that was great. I would love to see that. That would be cool. I don't know where the other two were. So I guess who knows? So TV shows. He hosted, for example, He Said, She Said, Joe Garagiola's Memory Game, Sale of a Century, which I remember in the 70s, To Tell the Truth, the later versions. He did that. And then he passed away on March 23rd, 2016. He was 90 years old. So I never knew he did a crockpot commercial, so that was kind of cool. To be honest with you, I never owned a crockpot. Neither did my mother. So I don't know. She don't believe in them. She finds it very weird. Putting food in like an around thing, and you plug it in. That's according to her. So I've seen other people they cook with that. And I used to work in an office at American Express. They used to bring the crock pots, and food's always good, hot. Easy to use, easy to clean. Who knows? As for Rival, the brand, I don't know if it's still around. I think it was bought by Sunbeam, so I think it's gone. So, but I do remember this product, when it was advertised, when I saw it on TV as a kid. Okay. At the beginning of the program, I mentioned I'm going to talk about my tribute to actress Cindy Morgan and the demise of Fruit Strike Gum. Before I get started, I want to mention one or two things. Well, first, it snowed yesterday. I did some shoveling. A couple of people were concerned because, at my age, you got to be careful when you shovel. It was nothing. It was very light, and I just swept it, you know. If it was like real heavy, I'd get the snowblower out. I have not used the snowblower in 2 years. We haven't had much snow, nothing, something substantial. But according to the weather, maybe we'll get something Tuesday. I hope not. So we'll see about that. And probably this the following weekend, which I'm going to have my class reunion for Correas Elementary School. And I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait. It is 47 years since we graduated. Oh my God, that's a long time. I started this on Facebook, to get a reunion, to get started. I got responses, but nothing happened. People were busy, with their lives, and I understand that, with their with their families, their job, and they were not out. They're not in town and all that. Finally, we discussed this last year. We got together, and they set a date. I didn't set the date, so that's okay with me. But I did. I was kind of responsible finding people. Some people that some of the people have not seen. Other people. I'm sorry. Other people in my class have not seen in years, ever since we were kids. As far as I know, they're coming. I don't know. We'll see. We'll find out Saturday. It'll be kind of interesting. So we'll get together Saturday night. I'm either nervous and excited. I really am. So hopefully the weather will be good. And last turnout, I heard, we had 23 kids in our class. Last I heard, it'll be 20. So there'll also be kids from that didn't graduate with us, but they were there, and hopefully they will come. And they were invited, and that'd be kind of cool. Yeah, it's like some kids were there, didn't meet, but they came later, so it'd be kind of funny. They never met each other, or maybe they have, like that. And we'll see about that. And then had a nice dinner last night. We had some company. My mom cooked, nice turkey breast dinner. I ate too much. I hate that because it's delicious. So I'm trying to, go back on the diet. It's not easy. I try to lose weight. I do some walking still. But with the medication I take, it's hard. Like that. Also, Friday I stubbed my big right toe. I was cleaning, and I hit a box that was on the floor in the bedroom. I didn't see it, and it's like, oh, that didn't hurt. It hurt first, but then afterwards, it hurt like heck. Oh, it was terrible. When I go up the stairs, it's like, oh, I've never experienced that kind of pain. I'm sorry, I never experienced that kind of pain. And A few hours later, it turned like really black and blue, and it's a deep bruise. So I showed it to my brother. He says that happened to him, and he says just soak it in warm water with Epsom salt, and that would work. Some people suggest ice, but it's not swollen. If it was swollen, yes, I would put ice on it. It doesn't hurt that much. It just looks ugly. So it's going to be a while. It'll probably take a couple weeks just to for it to disappear. Color changes like that. But it's really good. I was not going to post it on social media, no, because I don't want to gross people out. That is not. I don't want to do that. That's unless somebody asks me. No, I won't do that. Okay. Anyway, enough about me. Okay. Now let's get on with the show. I'm going to do my tribute to actress Cindy Morgan. This was a complete shock. I saw this yesterday online, and that was very sad. She died on December 30th, 2023. So it's like about a week ago. And she was 69 years old. She died at Lake Worth Beach, Florida. She was born Cynthia Ann Sikorsky. I think that's how you pronounce her name. September 29th, 1954, in Chicago. Here's a funny thing about this. I didn't get the connection of her being on the radio and an actress. I don't know why. Maybe I forgot or never noticed. I just or overlooked it. It was bizarre. Like that. So, she attended Northern Illinois. Northern Illinois University. She was a DJ on the campus radio station. I don't know if they still have that. I don't know. My brother went to Northern, and then there was a station. I think it was WSDM in FM 98. It could have been another one. I don't know. And then then she adopted the name Morgan from Sikorsky. It was from a story she read. I think it was from King Arthur about Morgan Le Fay when she was very young. So that stuck with that. And she was like a witch, an enchantress. Then after graduation, she worked at a TV station in Rockford, and she did the weather. And then she went to Chicago, and then she was a DJ for WSDM. Now that radio station was I think an all jazz station, and then it turned into a rock and roll station. And what was unique about that time, it was all women on staff. So that was very innovative at the time. We're like I believe, like the late '60s and the early '70s, like that. And she was like I think overnight DJ, and she quit. I don't know. She has some issues, and then she quit about a labor dispute, and then she just walked out. Okay. And then she worked for Fiat Automobiles. I don't know what she did. And then in 1978, she moved to LA. And the funny thing, then she started in commercials. And she became the Irish Spring Girl, for the soap in those commercials. I'm going to play that commercial in a moment. So she'll have that Irish brogue, it's a fine scent, like that. And then she did that. She attended acting schools and workshops, just to get, her acting chops in order. And then she got her first role. Well, it wasn't actually her, not her first role, but it was her first big role in Caddyshack. and she was her role was Lacey Underall. When I think of underall, I think of underalls. Remember that commercial, for the underwear, and I don't know if she enjoyed the role or the movie. Maybe she did. I don't know. So let's see about that. And then before Caddyshack, she appeared in American Gigolo. I have not seen this movie in ages, and not since the 80s, with Richard Gere. I got to watch it again. Also, her other famous role was in Tron. She was Laura Yori. That's a computerized movie. I saw this movie at Fort City East Theater in Chicago, not Fort City West, the other one, and it was one of a kind. It was very interesting. It was something I've never seen before in my life, and she was in that movie. And I heard they did a remake later on, probably a couple of years ago. Um, then in Walt Disney World in Orlando, they have a roller coaster ride based on the movie Tron, and I saw that on TV, and that looked kind of cool. It really did, Or who knows? Maybe I'll write it. I don't know. And then she appeared in a lot of films and a lot of television. Her first TV role was The Love Boat. Yeah. And then she appeared in Chips, Vegas. She appeared. She was in a TV series called Bring 'Em Back Alive that aired in 1982. That starred Bruce Boxleitner, another Chicago native, and they starred in that. And they also starred in Tron. They did that. Let's see what else. She was in the Fall Guy, Amazing Stories, Hunter, Matlock. What I remember her mostly was on the primetime soap opera Falcon Crest, and she played a character called Gabrielle Short. She was Chase Gilberti's girlfriend. He was separated and he was going out with her, and she was kind of obnoxious, like that, But it was her, you know, and a very pretty. She was very pretty, She was a very pretty lady, like that. And then she continued acting until the '90s, and then so let's see. She did some charitable work. She supported the U.S. United States military and all that, and hosted the Willow Crest Golf Club in Oak Brook, Illinois, which was great. Uh, so let's see. So the movie The Tron Legacy that premiered in April 2nd, 2010, she reunited with her co-star Bruce Boxleitner, best known as Scarecrow and Mrs. King, Kate Jackson, and they promote the movie, so that was good. And then she moved to Florida, and they made a documentary about Caddyshack. I haven't seen that, so I like to see it. But about that movie, Caddyshack, it is one of the funniest movies I ever saw in my life, and it's like when this was released, it was a huge hit for Rodney Dangerfield. He was the most obnoxious guy in that movie, and you can't stop laughing at him. He made Ted Knight, actor Ted Knight's life miserable at the country club. And of course Bill Murray was in the movie, Chevy Chase was in it, Michael O'Keefe, and you know, um, two of my favorite scenes in Caddyshack was I think it was like Ted Knight's son. He was drinking. He took drinks off the of other off the tables of other guests, and he kept swinging the brandies and the cognacs, and he got sick. He got drunk, and then he threw up in the car. Also, also the gopher. There was a funny scene in that, and then the other one was Rodney Dangerfield said some remark about some food that's dog food, and then they just switch over to a chef, and he goes dog food, and he got highly insulted. I thought it was funny. I don't know about other people, but I guess not. Okay. So right now I'm going to play a commercial for Irish Spring that features Cindy Morgan with her Irish brogue. And this commercial came out in 1979. And she did other, that's the only one I could find on YouTube. So there are other Irish Spring commercials. She might be in it, but there were other actresses played in that as well. Okay. So here it is. And so sit back and relax, folks, and I'll be right back. Thank you.
You're a strong man, Brian.
Aye, am I too strong?
Then shower up with Irish Spring.
Ah, the double deodorant soap.
The very one to get a strong man fresh. Look, and these green and white stripes are two deodorants to get a man fresh and clean.
What a fine fresh scent.
That's why I use it too.
Irish Spring with two deodorants.
Gets a strong man fresh.
Okay, everyone, I am back. I hope you enjoyed the commercial for Irish Spring featuring Cindy Morgan from 1979. You hear her Irish brogue. Actually, she's not Irish. She's Polish and German descent. So, so that's she pulled it off really well. I didn't listen to her on the radio. I was very young, so I did not know this. And, like I said before, I had no idea she was on the radio before she started her acting career. And that's very interesting. So she has Chicago ties because she was born in Chicago, and so that's great. It's a shame she passed away. It really is. So a lot of people were surprised about that, but they all remember her from Caddyshack. That movie will live on forever. To this day, it's still funny. It's if you need a good laugh for the day, just watch it. And my deepest condolences to her family. That's terrible. Okay. Right now, I'm going to talk about Fruit Strike gum, which I was surprised about this. I saw this online. I went and did some research to make sure this was really legit. If this gum is gone, and I believe it is gone. So I'll give you a little history of this product. It was first called the 5-flavor gum, and it was invented by a man named James Parker by the Beech Nut Company. Beech Nut Company no longer exists. They used to make baby food, other products like that. And then it was acquired by a candy company called Farley and Sathers Candy Company. And but let's see, so and then it merged with Ferrera Pan, the Ferrera Candy Company, which are based in Chicago, and they're still going strong. That's great. It's wonderful. And the flavors they had was cherry stripe, orange stripe, lemon stripe, orange stripe. I think so. No, it's cherry stripe, orange stripe, lemon stripe, lime stripes. Excuse me. Or there was another flavor. I don't know what the other one was. I don't know. I don't remember. And anyway, so let's see. So the flavor. So I remember chewing this gum when I was a kid. I used to buy it all the time. When you open the pack, you know, like that, you smell it. Just like when you open a pack of cigarettes. That's what, according to some people. So you see, you open a fresh pack, go, oh, like that. So that's how it was with gum with me. And same thing when you. My memories is like with juicy fruit or spearmint, but juicy fruit you smell inside. It's awesome. It's beautiful. Same thing with fruit stripe gum. It's that smell. The biggest complaint about this gum, like other gums, is the flavors don't really last long. And then you're like, you chew it, and then a few minutes later, it's tasteless, and you throw it out. It's not really refreshing. It just tastes good. If you want refreshing, you can get spearmint or peppermint, or wintergreen. Do that. And I remember seeing the gums and that gum, that is, in drugstores, grocery stores when I was a kid. I used to go to the drugstore at Edwards Drugstore in Ashburn. And I used to pick up a pack or like a huge pack that had more than 5, like that. Also had the logo, not the logo, the animal, the zebra stripe. He was in that, and he was there for many, many years, and he was on television as well. So he was like the mascot of this gum. Okay, so right now I'm going to play a commercial for Fruit Stripe gum featuring the zebra stripe. This is from the 1970s, and you will listen to the flavors. I remember this commercial very well. And then when I come back, I'll close out the show. Okay, folks? Thank you.
Me, 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 me.
Fun to tickle your tongue with Fruit Stripe gum.
Me, 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 me.
Tickle your tongue with Fruit Stripe gum. Each pack has different tickly Fruit Stripe flavors. Cherry stripe, lemon stripe, orange stripe, lime stripe. It tickles your tongue. It's fun.
It won't tickle my tongue, Zebra.
It does! It does!
Tickle your tongue with Beechnut Fruit Stripe gum.
It's fun.
Okay, everyone, I'm back. I hope you enjoyed the commercial for Fruit Stripe gum. Here's some more trivia about this product. At first, when it was first advertised in 1969, they had not just the zebra, they had other animals. They had the zebra, the tiger, the elephant, and the mouse, and they were all striped like that. And they were featured in coloring books and toys, and then later the zebras remained, but the other characters were dropped, and he was just a sole mascot. And his name was Yipes because he used to say Yipes all the time in the commercials. So that's very interesting of that. Also, other flavors down the road they had were not just the ones mentioned in the commercial and the ones I mentioned. They also had grape, mixed berry. Also, Fruit Stripe had bubble gum. And I remember having that too. And it was pretty good. But I believe this gum is gone. It really is. This type of gum. I have not seen it. If I go out to sometime, maybe go get some gas or go to a 7-Eleven, go to a store and see if it's available or in stock. We'll see what happens. I don't think it is like that. I don't know if you can buy it online, if it's available. I checked, like Amazon or like any candy companies that deal with nostalgic candy. Maybe, I don't know. I don't think so. But that's really sad because that's part of my life, part of my childhood was disappeared because like that. It was one of my favorite gums. It really was. Of course, I talked about bubble gum way back in a podcast episode. When I was a teenager, I talked about the flavors and all that. I think I believe bubble gum's still around. So that's a shame. Okay. All right, so that's it for this program. I'll do a recap of what I talked about. I talked about my tribute to actress Cindy Morgan and the demise of Fruit Strike Gum. And this podcast will be published later on today, wherever podcasts are available: Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, also Breaker, Overcast. Just use one of those apps on your phone, your tablet, your desktop, uh, your laptop. Just hit follow or subscribe if any of those buttons they feature. Also, it'll be on my blog, vanchicagoland.blog. You can it'll take you to a link and you can listen. Also, it'll be on my YouTube channel, Van Chicagoland Stories. I've said this time and time again. If you want to listen to the podcast, go to YouTube. This is much. A lot of people find that easier, and they always ask me, "Where do I find your podcast? How can I listen to your podcast?" Go to YouTube. You can listen to previous episodes. Also, it'll be on my social media accounts: Facebook, X, LinkedIn, Reddit, Instagram, and Threads. I don't know if I left anyone out. I don't know. That's okay. So there's links to that. You can listen anytime, any place if you'd like. I really appreciate if you do. Okay, so this is Pico Stanch, your host for Van Chicagoland Stories, the podcast. Thank you for joining me on this nice Sunday. It's not snowing. It's a little chilly. Not too bad. Today is the Bears games versus the Packers. So everyone have fun watching. It's been all over social media about this, and you should see all the crazy things that people post about this. Oh, it's like either you laugh or you're like, what? They start swearing about this. I don't want to get into it. Everyone just enjoy it. If you're a football fan, have fun. All right. I will have another podcast episode on Tuesday, probably, and we'll see. And I'll think of something to talk about. I'm sure something will come up. Okay. So here's bye-bye for me, and here's a little traveling music from Ray Rayner saying bye, bye, bye. Take care, everyone, and so long.
We have to go. Bye, bye, bye.